Hey everyone, so it is time for another demo tutorial. This time it's about a new plugin for a Python editor for those who love Python coding, alright? So before starting, just make sure that the plugin is enabled. So go here to the D tab, or then to plugins, then go into my section and make sure that the Python editor is enabled, right? So there you go. Now that we have that, you should have a new options here in the Windows tab. You will see that now you have two new options, all right? You have the PyEditor and then you have the PyShelf, right? Let's ignore this guy for now and let's open the PyEditor, right? So just for simplicity, you will see that I have some examples already in place. It's just to show you how this thing works. The purpose is not coding something right now, it's just showing you how this thing is working, right? So let's take a look first of this new editor. You will see that basically you have basic stuff like this menu bar where you will find basic functionality like saving, browsing, running your files. You have direct communication with the documentation from Epic Games, all right? It will open this new tab, and here, if you don't know how a function is working, you can take a look, right? Then you have the PyInstaller. PyInstaller is a pretty cool addition for those who love to use the community's power, all right? Then from there, you have the basic file browser. This file browser it's automatically generated for you inside your project folder, right? And then you have the work area where it's basically where you will have your code for edition, right? So I guess just before starting and watching the code, the examples, let me just show you how to create a new file so you can start something from scratch if you want, right? So here in the root, just right click, you will see that you have this context menu where you can create a new file, you can create a new folder, or even you can open the location of this folder, right? So you will see that basically this folder is going to be auto-generated here in your projects folder, right? So if you want to create a new one, let's go again to do right click, create a new file. You can name it whatever you want. In this case, it's gonna make it default like that. And then from there, you're ready to go, right? If you code something here, you can save your file and then run. It will basically print like a normal code editor, right? So that's pretty cool, right? So let's take a look now of the examples we have here. You have, I prepared these two examples. You have a custom tool, and then you have a tool that is using PySide. PySide obviously is not installed by default in Unreal Engine, but we will see how to invoke those kind of libraries, right, from within Unreal Engine. So the first example is just this custom tool. This is just a simple mechanism that will allow you to create very quick and dirty windows with some attributes, and then do something when you call the functionality, let's say, of that tool, right? So as you can see, all I need to do here is declare a new class that is inherited indirectly from this class called PyMenu, right? This PyMenu basically will generate a details panel like the ones you have here, right? With all the attributes that you can use inside your tool. So you will see that basically in this case I have a string, an integer, float, texture, so on and so forth, right? So after that, all we need to do here is basically override this method called run. And inside this guy, you will launch the functionality you want for your tool, right? After the declaration of your new class, your new tool, you will be able to call that by calling this static function called openMenu, right? So you will see that it's very basic. It's asking you for the name of your tool, and then it's asking you for a title, and then some other parameters to control the size of that new windows. So if I run this guy, you will see that it's generating a very simple window, right, where I have this detail panel that includes every single variable that I have here, and then I have these three options, all right? One to cancel, one to basically apply. In this case, all I'm doing is printing this string, all right? And then the last one, the last button run here, it will run once and then it will close this window, right? So the purpose of this is just for you to have a way, to generate quick tools, right? So with that, let's jump into the second example we have here. This is a little bit different. If you love to create some other stuff, I don't know, like using Pillow, using OpenCV, using PySite, like in this case, before running this, you have to make sure that you have those libraries inside Unreal Engine. So for that, we can go back and install those from Pipe, right? Pipe is just an installer. It's the normal way to get access to libraries from the community inside Python, right? So all you need to do, for example, here, it's complete the console command we have here. So in this case, what I want to do is install PySite, all right? So if I write this here, then if I click over the blue button to download this package, you will see that it's calling now the command. And well, in this case, it's already installed, right? But you will see all the progress right here, right? So you can install some other modules, like in the case, like I said before, like for example, Pillow. All you need to do is simply call the command. It's gonna collect the new stuff, and as you can see now, it's installing, right? So if everything is green, that means that you are ready to go, all right? So yeah, now that we have now that we know, sorry, that we have this module installed, let's analyze this next example, all right? So you will see that it's a basic example. All I'm doing is creating a new widget, right, based on the widget class that is inside the PySite. All I'm doing here is just creating a new instance for a slider, right, where I am setting this function, right, to be called every time that we move that slider. And all I'm doing in this inside this function, it's printing the value, right? In this case, it's gonna be from 0 to 100, which is the range that I'm using, all right? Everything else is just the boilerplate code, right, to declare a new widget inside PySite. After that, I'm creating a new application, and then I'm showing that to my screen. So if I run this, oops, that's in the wrong screen, you will see that now we have a PySite Windows, which is pretty cool, right? And also, right now it's communicating with Unreal, so you can do, right, whatever you want there. Pretty cool. So you can do your stuff really, really complex if you want. I don't know. So yeah, that's about the Python editor. Right now, let's go a little bit back. Remember that at the beginning we saw this PyShell. Let's take a look at what it is this. All right, so let's click over it, and it will open this guy. All right, and this is a very original idea, where you have this basically container, right? All right, this is a container for all the possible scripts you may have, right? So in this case, all you need to do is drag and drop your scripts to here, and that will generate automatically a new button to call your functionality for you, all right? So in this case, let's drag this guy here. It will generate this new icon, and every time that you click, it's going to call your tool, right, or the function or whatever you have there, right? So just to mention, this is totally personalizable. Sorry, you can right-click over the shelf tab. You can rename it for something else, like legit, like that. There you go. You can create a new one if you want, right? And then you can drag more functionality right there, right? You can delete, you can shift to left and right, all right? Same goes for the buttons here. You can customize all of them. So if you right click, you can rename, right? The rename is just for the icon. It's a cosmetic name right here. Then you can even set the icon, right? So for example, here I have some icons prepared. Maybe this one, maybe myself, all right? There you go. So you have a new icon. Don't worry about the size of your image. This is gonna remap everything to a very tiny image in your hat, right? So yeah, I guess let me just put another one here just to see the shifting. So you can shift this in whatever location you want. And that's it, all right? So yeah, that's about this tutorial. Just to mention that this is fully featured. So for example, it holds a very robust autocomplete. You will see there that is gonna give me all the possibilities for basically everything here, right? Including self variables and all that. So yeah, that's the end of this quick tutorial. So I hope you find this thing useful, because it is it is for me as well. And see you the next time.